This music. Oh. Let me turn this off. Let me put on something nicer. Keep it. Okay. All right. I need some better music besides the fucking garbage that Phil uses. Yeah, here we go. I will probably try and draw something while this goes down. Hello, Amal. Oh, there's some that you've been told correct. I need to tweet about it, Amal. It's gonna be a doozy. My St. Patty's Day plans fell through, and my backups also fell through, which, you know, it sucks, but it's not really the end of the world. I'm fine. Hello, Spam Goody. Hello, Frey. we're let me turn the volume up. Let me see what here's what we're dealing with. As you can see, he's a very... Oh yeah, look at this fucking chat. So what's interesting is there was an argument earlier on about, like, some guy named Enjoy the Ment. Yeah, Dick Sucks Venus Gaming. Some guy named Enjoy the Ment was arguing with, like, somebody else, and they were accusing each other of, like, being in Perry Caravello's stream, which I don't know why you would ever be embarrassed about that. Perry's streams are awesome. But then Phil came in and he said, "What are you guys arguing about? I don't want to have to do this." Excuse me. You know, while that's going on, let me plug my friend. While we're waiting for Phil, I don't know why you... Oh shit, there we go. While we're waiting for Phil to get put on his big boy pants, we'll just listen to my good friend Booster doing some lo-fi hip hop. You should go. You should go watch him. Perry's always a good show. It is live, but this is when you go in live, you hear his fucking awful remixes. Yeah, you hear his crap remixes. We don't need to hear his crap remixes, okay? I'm gonna have to open stream chat. Jesus. And just fucking post all your stock accounts, dummy. Good going. Good going, fucking Dark Side Jay. I need to... Let me open the stream chat. Pop out. There we go. Here's Booster's stream. If you want to just have that on in the background. Good evening. Perry's a great show. He's always good. He's fantastic even. Now I gotta find my stream again. Oh, did Cybershell release a new video? Watch the new King trailer. Oh, multiple tabs on mobile. Oh well, you know that's how it is sometimes. All right, we'll watch the new King trailer. Oh, jeez. I like how Lil Majin's the first. Let's not. You know what? Let's watch Lil Majin's reaction. The King of Kings.
King trailer just released a few minutes ago, and I am so excited.
I am too, Lil Majin.
What our boy's doing now, what they did to him, what new additions. But anyways, let's go ahead and watch the trailer. Let's see what's going on with King.
I love Lil Majin.
Man, this is a surprise. I can't believe this.
You can't believe King? Oh, come on, Lil Majin. Of course King was going to be in the game.
A little jittery. Man.
Okay, let's see. What do we got? How's he dressed now? Oh my God, he's in. Oh, he's got. King's getting. His cape's getting Aztec. He's getting Aztec.
What?
Oh, nice lariat.
Oh, he did a pedigree.
Batista bomb.
Yes, finally. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you tell him, King.
He has a mic. What does he even say? Oh my goodness.
Batista bomb.
He has flair. There's RKO.
Cutter.
And get that stuff out of here.
Tornado Batista bomb. Oh shit. Oh shit.
Ray John, let's do.
What the fuck was that?
Oh my goodness. That's the Tekken 2?
What is this finisher? What the fuck is this finisher? I don't know what that finisher is.
Oh my goodness. That's the Tekken 2?
They made a new finisher.
Bro, the octopus hold, they gave it to him back in his rage art. Oh my goodness, man.
I guess it's an octopus driver.
Everything was. Hold on, we're gonna have to just watch this again. I'm sorry. We gotta watch this again. Bro, he did so much new stuff.
The Harada special. Oh. Yeah, but he has an octopus stretch, like, power bomb.
I love it.
The shovel! Batista bomb!
Grab that is a combo extender. That is crazy.
Oh, I also like how the power bomb to the back of his knee is a. Yeah, he said it's a combo extender.
I'm speechless, guys. I don't. Everything I've ever wanted.
Batista bomb!
Right here.
RKO!
Wow.
Tornado Batista bomb!
Okay, so the King is back, guys. Okay, let's look at this one more time. All right.
Octopus Buster!
Yo, King
I also love how he cuts promos.
All right. Let's go ahead and do a analysis here, guys.
I'll need to do the analysis.
For DSP reacts a little early.
Oh.
So tonight I switch it back tomorrow for the podcast. Then I got.
Oh look, Piggy started early.
DSP versus the internet.
Do I think Armor King's gonna be in the
Great.
game? I sure hope he is. But I don't really play as Armor
Anyway,
King.
what's up, guys?
The Armor King's a
Ready for this?
Mishima.
Unplanned stream yet again. I've had enough of this. This is my final unplanned stream. We're going tomorrow. We're back to normal.
Are
Tomorrow,
you?
This is all done, man.
Fucking
you know, it's
dummy.
1,000,000% done starting tomorrow.
Okay.
1,000,000%. Don't worry about it. Let me put it to this way. Whether or not the internet wants this done, it's done tonight. It's just done with. Okay. I'm just moving on, and we go back to normal stuff. Okay. It's that simple.
Bill wasn't prepared for an interview like that. Yeah, no, he was prepared for another quarter pounder interview.
Mm-hmm.
Armor King's better than regular. I mean,
Opinions. I know you guys. People are all over the place.
I believe
People are
Armor
all
King
over the place.
is higher
By the way,
tier
this
on the
stream is
list.
not even what you think it is. It is and isn't, because let me show you. Here we go. Oh, well, that's okay. Well, that's me on the couch with Jasper, but that's not what I wanted to show you. Hold on.
Hey, dancing, nothing
So
left
I've
for
got
me
this set up to go.
do.
All right, I do. I've got this set up to go.
You've got
Right?
set up?
But based on how tonight goes, we might not even have to do this. I'm serious. We might not even have to go this far.
Why?
We might actually not get to that level. All right? We
Why?
might not even have to watch the show. We'll see.
What?
All right?
What do you
I got it set
mean?
up and ready to go, but that might not even be what this is. We'll have to find out.
Why?
We will. We'll have to see what you guys have to say too. Because
Oh,
like
my-
you guys know, my stuff's interactive, and I'm sure everyone's gonna have opinions. Everyone's gonna be throwing, their take and questions and everything, and I'm down for that. I am.
Oh, right. I forgot John's gonna be in this game.
What's up, Jade? How you doing?
But I suspect.
Good to see you tonight.
I suspect it's going
Don't
to
worry about it.
end
Again,
similarly
we're
to
getting ahead of ourselves here, are we not?
Soul Calibur 6. I don't know if you ever played Soul Calibur 6, but Soul Calibur 6 is gonna be like, oh, Soul Calibur was also evil.
I keep saying Wolong when I mean to say.
And I think it's gonna be like
Like a Dragon
they're gonna
I
make
don't know.
Jun and Angel canon,
Different.
and Angel's gonna be like disguising herself as Jun in order to
Super chat.
brainwash Kazuya
We're not
into
supposed to be doing
like
this tonight.
fucking doing some
Well,
crazy
this is
shit.
the end of it for me. This is really, it's time to, move on and
Is
get
it?
back to normalcy. We got a lot of.
Oh, it's not. There's no going back to
You know
normal.
what I mean? Like we finished. Thank goodness we finished Hogwarts today. We got Resident Evil 4 on Friday. We got a special react event next weekend. We got
So
a lot of
there's
stuff
no going
on.
back to normal
Lots of
after
stuff
this.
to talk about in my own content, in my own zone, and not having to put up with internet drama shit. That's for sure.
There's no going back to normal.
Can I hurry up because you need to fart, Wonder McThunder? I give you permission to release. You can release the cheeks. Let's see here. Everything sports coverage is super chats. Are you pissed? Well, look, there's a difference between you're pissed or you're just sadly disappointed because it was exactly what you thought it was.
Sadly,
There's a
fuck
little
off.
different between the two. You know what I'm saying? There's a difference. Like
I'm
I
so
could
close
be
to like
ripping
super
pissed.
chatting him,
I
but
probably have grounds to be ripping pissed, but I'm at to the point where. Is that too long? Oh no. Well, oh my God, that's long. I wonder if that's gonna make the bar.
Ew, excuse me.
You know what I'm saying? But we'll talk about it. We're gonna talk about
You know
it.
what I'm
Don't worry.
saying?
Joe Man, he re-upped his membership. He said the week has been crazy.
One good thing Soul
Yeah,
Cal 6 did
not
was really
really.
give clone characters their own
There's only 2
movesets.
days
True.
after this, like I said, enough of this shit. Back to normalcy, correct?
Oh, okay. Well, Amal, Stuttering Craig
John, you're gonna understand
from
what
Screw
I'm
Attack
saying.
has a
I'll watch
podcast.
the video, don't you
Uh,
get context, because I really don't have to. I actually don't have to. I'll explain. Don't worry. Remember, this stream, I just told you, originally first of all, this was supposed to be a gameplay stream.
Why does he have neighbor stole his bike? Well, because he's a gamer.
Now it might not even be a react stream.
Because he's a gamer, Frey. That's why.
Anime Slayer just did a super chat, says Evangelion is goated. Well, good. I'm glad you feel that way. I don't remember it. I never watched the whole thing. I've only seen random episodes on like Adult Swim. I've heard a lot of people like it, but a lot of people say it's kind of like what was it? The David Lynch version of anime.
Can I not capture the cursor? Are you
I don't know if it
fucking serious?
Thank you, Anime Slayer.
Is it not going to let me capture the cursor? Why did it do this?
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
What's up, Hideo? Good evening.
Oh, yes, it's absolutely about to go up in smoke.
Everyone file in. We got
So Stuttering Craig from Screw Attack
on DSP Reacts.
Obviously, Screw Attack no longer exists. But Craig, being the professional businessman that he is and understanding the internet, he made a podcast. And, you know, he's got a good voice, so it's a mildly successful podcast. Wait. You know, I'm going to
be as civil as possible, and I'm going to actually reveal some stuff here you guys are not aware of. All right? And
anytime there's a big announcement, there's all
32.8 thousand subscribers.
We're going to have some interesting developments tonight.
Gaming and entertainment podcast on planet Earth. Well, yeah, no. So this is Stuttering Craig.
The whole situation has been man, it's hard to explain without spoiling. I can't tell you yet. We have to wait.
Oh, he's got a surprise for us.
I don't want to spoil.
Why don't you want to spoil?
Let me put it this way. The best way I can put it is this. Everything has gone according to plan. That's all I have to say.
Oh, I'm sure it has.
That's what I will say.
I'm sure it
Wait a
has.
few more minutes for a few more people.
I'm sure it has. Oh, Phil thinks he's super
That's all
troll.
I have to say. If you would like to support the stream tonight, by all means, thank you. Anything is appreciated, whether it be a super chat, a membership, a tip. Everything is appreciated here. I forgot to open up my tips thing. Oops. There we go. Let me load that. So that's there. Everything is appreciated tonight.
I'm gonna fucking gang from when Screw Attack was stolen from him. You know what? Fuck Handsome Tom.
In every way, I'm gonna give you a shout out or whatever. But when you see exactly what this is,
Handsome Tom stinks now. We like Craig. We like Stuttering Craig.
fair enough. Derek, it's all good. Thanks for at least stopping by. I'll see you tomorrow for the show, right?
Sadly, I can't stick around. Have a great. Oh, Derek can't stick around. Yeah, he's too busy looking.
How many people did I have on my first stream?
Derek can't. Derek can't stick around. He's got webcams to He's got cam girls to beat off to.
It runs analytics and everything, and then you can check.
Oh, I mean, if he's still a good guy,
Tomorrow, I should know.
that's fine. I know Craig was kind of a ruthless businessman and stole it
Go
from.
ahead and do that. Andy Jocelyn, thank you for the super chat. Also,
You know.
to invite Rich to your stream. Yeah, you know, basically yesterday's stream, if anything like really good came out of that stream, I will admit that Craig gave me a couple suggestions. Well, one of the suggestions that he said, well, again, I don't want to spoil.
What don't you want to spoil? You.
See, I keep getting ahead of myself. I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm going to spoil what we're about to talk about. Hold on one second.
What are you about to talk about? If he's a good guy, then he's a good guy. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Okay. I would like to have Rich on one of my streams.
He wants Rich on one of his streams.
Like an actual, he calls in, like you know what I mean, like an actual, we're camera to camera, just having a conversation one night. I think I'd be okay with that. I think that would actually be quite nice and cordial if we just had a conversation with each other one night as a random stream.
Unfortunately, I just subscribed, so I can't.
About that, okay?
I could send a super chat if I wanted to, and I have a message ready
hold on a
to
second
send.
here. Andy, did I get you on the leaderboard? I didn't. So Andy did that super chat, and then Carrot Blanca gifted 5 memberships. Congratulations to the following people. Thank you, Carrot Blanca, for supporting this community. We've got Anthony, Electric Connor, Cornville Canopy Man, Marvy Martian, and Redman 21, who all got a gifted membership.
Oh, thank God. Thank God I wasn't one of the people that got a gifted. I would have been like, you know what? Take it back.
That were probably gifted the day that I launched this channel a month ago, and they have expired. But, you know, with that, we're already back up to 72. I think the highest we had was 77. So we're almost back up to the record, which is awesome.
You know what? I will allow gifts just to see what happens.
Okay. Over 700 people in climbing. When should I start? Should I keep waiting or should I start?
Start now, you
It's like, do I start or do I start?
fat
in
piece
the
of
first
shit.
Few minutes, you know. How many more people are coming, do you think? Because again, I'm telling you right now, this is not actually React stream like it was supposed to be. It might still have React in it, but it's not actually what I thought it was going to be. Okay?
What did you think? Oh, see, hey, do you know what that means? That means he watched.
Shout out to the fan who, like 14 years ago, or wasn't 14.
So DSP,
who sent me this mug.
So Amal, for months now, DSP has been like, I need to get on like a podcast so I can finally explain my side and put all this detractor stuff to rest. And so first he was trying to get on people were offering. And this is years after the quartering and his Jeremy and his awful softball questions.
The first thing you see when you see this, you think
So, you know, a lot of people offered. Mr. Medicare offered, and Phil sadly declined, which is a shame because I'm pretty sure Jim would have given him a fair shake. Jim would have probably tried to give him helpful advice. Hi, Wheezy. So then he tried. So then, like, Critical mentioned him, and DSP was like, "Oh, I should get on Critical's podcast and maybe explain myself that way." And Critical was like, "No, I'm not doing that. No, I don't want to. I don't want to deal with DSP." So I don't know how many other people have offered. He said he's got at least 2 other people, but then Stuttering Craig mentioned him once, and DSP, like a lot of people, grew up watching Stuttering Craig on Screw Attack. So it's like, okay. And and so they agreed. Bill was on the podcast, and they discussed stuff. And mind you, Craig's co-host Adam knew nothing about Phil. Phil made the worst fucking first impression on Adam, and Adam thinks he's a pathological liar now. The whole stream. The whole stream was them trying to give they weren't trying to put him in gotchas. They were trying to let Phil explain himself. They weren't going to softball him, but they were going to let him explain himself so that he could clear the air about everything, and Phil couldn't do it. And at one point they were like, "So you have a WWE Champions account?" And he's like, yes, I do. Is it? Oh, look. So this is what he does. This is what. Oh, Phil's. What a fucking whore. Phil is a whore. Straight up, he's a whore.
By the way, for the record, I actually invited Craig on the show tonight.
You did invite. Oh. Oh. That's not inviting. That's not an invitation. So, yeah, no, like he kept fucking himself and digging a hole.
$2 tip after the interview. This will be the last time I ever tip you. You have manipulated me. Excellent. Very nice. Thank you, Discrub. I don't even know what you're talking about. I really have no idea what you're speaking of. But thank you for tipping me to tell me you're never going to tip me. I really appreciate it when people pay me to say I will never pay you. That's it. Usually works
I got one super chat for him because he's gonna need the money. I'm fine. I can.
I'm gonna put you up there.
I can give $10 to the homeless, to the poors.
Wow.
So at one point they're like, so you're not. So you have WWE champions, but you're not down from the rafters. Could you tell us who you are? Or better yet, Phil, take a screen cap and show me privately. And Phil's like, no, I can't do it. I can't do it. It'll put my family in danger. It'll put him and Kat and Jasper in danger if people know who what his WWE gotcha account is.
So, no, I wanted.
That's what his argument is, and that's why he couldn't show Craig.
I wanted to maybe just have him in the chat tonight.
Did you miss the Phil? No, I have it. I have it primed and ready to copy paste.
Anal Yard. That is an interesting name. Did a super chase is an AI? No, an
Hi, Mozzie. Is bro adopt? Is bro adopt?
Mac did a super chat. He says, I'm not going to pay you either, Phil. Thank you, Mac, for sending me a super chat and not paying me. I really appreciate that. Thank you so very much. That's a very nice message. What is?
Yeah, no,
okay.
Fucking idiots.
Thank you so much. I know you're joking. I actually think the scrub was serious, but you were joking. I get it. Okay.
Is bro adopt? I don't know what that means. We're
over 800 and climbing, dude.
Jasper was adopted by Phil. Start.
I mean, at this rate, we're gonna hit 1,000.
Start, Piggy.
I don't want to wait longer. I'd like to get started, but we're almost at 1,000 now.
Let's do it.
8:29. I waited 5 seconds, and
people will start. Like honestly, people will start leaving. At the. This is hard to watch. No, just start.
Right, we're gonna get started.
We gotta destroy them.
But the premise of the show is a little different than what I expected. Originally, I was gonna do gameplay tonight. Then, what am I doing? I'm still getting ahead of myself. All right. Basically, I have a lot to talk about.
This is gonna be Phil wasting our time.
Behind the scenes that I want to talk about tonight.
I swear to God. But I didn't have anything planned, so it's fine. I told you my plans fell through with the, and I would explain it because it is kind of juicy drama. Well, it's not juicy drama; it's a juicy misunderstanding. But
and basically got blindsided by my viewers spamming me with a bunch of stuff that I didn't know about, and I was like, nah, I don't think that happened, or maybe maybe you guys are being harsh or whatever. But then my wife watched it. She was watching it.
Oh, your wife?
Exactly what happened.
Your wife?
I haven't seen it yet. I personally have not seen
so here's the thing you don't know.
Originally, that's what this was going to be.
So
something else happened.
Basically, Ket.
Yes.
According to Ket's sister, they're both. Ket is autistic. She and her sister are both autistic. My super chat, if I send it to him, is going to be, it's ironic that you call Keemstar exploitive. And don't get me wrong, Keemstar is exploitive, but it's ironic that he calls Keemstar exploitive when he has spent years exploiting 30 to 40-year-old autistic adults. And there's no fucking way that Swaggins is not on the spectrum in some capacity. There's no way that a lot of DSP's fans are not. Vidar Viking has to be in some capacity. Derek Ip, 100% on the spectrum.
We gotta destroy them. We don't have to destroy anyone. This is not a destroying stream, okay?
Derek Ip is 100% on the spectrum, and he's cum-brained.
Jade, you don't need to have a membership.
All he does
you get a membership wherever you think
is
you like it.
All Derek Ip does is beat off and tweet at porn stars about how he beat off to them, which is fucking crazy. I would never. I can't. And some people would say I'm weird about it. I can't understand how you could be like, you could go up to somebody and be like, hey, why does bro sound like Ben Shapiro? Do I sound like Ben Shapiro? Or does Phil sound like Ben Shapiro?
When a movie is due and you get so many people crammed in there, you get people making noise and babies crying and shit, Probably wait a couple.
Do I sound like Ben Shapiro? I'm not drunk enough. That's what that means.
It's probably like the most.
Let's say hypothetically.
It's definitely the most.
That I sounded like Ben Shapiro. That Phil also sounded like Ben Shapiro.
Wait a minute. Oh, we got it. Hold on. I forgot. We haven't hit $50 in tips yet, so I have to turn the camera off. When we hit $50 in tips, I'll turn the camera on for you guys.
Oh, hey.
That's what certain streamers. That's what the popular streamers do these days.
Right? That's what LTG does. Oh, Phil? Yeah. Phil sounds so porky. Phil sounds. That's because he's got like fucking. He's a perpetual state of phlegm in his throat. That's why he sounds like that.
Drama sells, and it's such bullshit that it does. I don't want to do this anymore. Tonight is the end of this. Here we go.
I mean, I understand where he's coming
Hello,
from.
Everyone. Phil here, doing something that I didn't want to do, something that I didn't plan on doing whatsoever. All right, tonight is a stream that's completely random. That originally was supposed to be gameplay. All right, like.
Got my alcohol.
Around here, but I'm not allowed to, so it's all right. Tonight, I basically am going to do something. I'm going to put an end to a lot of stuff tonight, for once and for all, because basically I find myself in a situation that, I'll be honest with you, I'm not surprised I'm in this situation, but at the very same time, I'm disappointed for sure. But let's just say that this was not a shocker, nor is this something that has taken me by, oh my god, I can't believe it, nor was it not something that I had already planned?
So tonight's alcohol of choice.
Because I pretty much knew what was going on all along. But let us begin, shall we?
Let's say hypothetically speaking, my wife left me playing WWE Superstars.
Yesterday I appeared on a podcast called Side Scrollers. It was a 5-hour interview. A lot of people like to call it an interrogation. I will call it an interview because that's what it was scheduled to be, and I feel like, that's what it basically was. To give you the quick backstory. I am a fan of an old website called screwtack.com from the mid-2000s. This website used to put out daily gameplay content way before YouTube even really was a big thing. And
True.
They used to have
Craig is a pioneer.
On there called side scrollers. And I loved it. I listened to side scrollers. I used to listen to all the content or watch all the content on the site.
My vodka, by the way, is...
I met the people from ScrewAttack.com convention called MagFest in 2007. This was long before I was ever a YouTuber.
I actually met Stuttering Craig at MagFest in like 2011, 2012.
I kind of lost touch with them.
It was great.
Their content anymore. I was too busy making my
Craig was a cool guy. It was from back when we were making fun of Armic 21. Armic 21's passed away now, like a few months, like weeks ago. So rest in peace, Armic.
The company, and he was running a convention in 2013, excuse me, called Screw Attack Gaming Convention.
Okay, let's see.
And so they're looking for guests. I reached out, said I'd like to be a guest, and now I'm a YouTuber. Here I am years later. Used to be a big fan of yours, and now I'm a YouTuber. Can I be a guest? And Craig was super nice, nothing but cordial. One of the nicest
yes, Rip Marco
I've ever met. And at a time when at that time,
yes, Rip Marco, exactly. He had his ups and downs, but he was overall he was a swell guy. Phil, the #1 Street Fighter PS1 player in North America. So true, Mega. So true. But no. I met Craig there, and at one point we joked that like Marco was the guy who birthed half these assholes, and he had a laugh about it. Craig, like regardless of what he did to Handsome Tom, Craig is in person a decent he presents himself as a decent dude.
Your people that we'd like to have on the show as a guest, would you like to be on the show? I took a look and I was like,
Jacquin's Vodka Royale, 100 proof.
Now last year
is what I'm about to pour.
I had it up to here with the internet. The internet had completely been flooded with people who wanted to dump on me. Okay? Talking shit about
me. And that hasn't changed.
Constantly regurgitating the exact same memes that they've been regurgitating about me for 5 years.
Yeah?
Oh, we have evidence of this and that and this and that. And it's not true. That's the whole thing in this whole situation.
Now,
the things that people are saying about me are either completely untrue or partially untrue, with the actual truth being so ridiculously not what they're saying it is.
Now,
that you get fed up.
I don't follow. I don't.
Ignored it. Every once in a while,
Yeah, no, I've never heard of him being a dick either. I've never heard of Craig being a dick aside from possibly screwing Handsome Tom out of Screw Attack. Living up to the namesake.
So anyway, all these memes going on, people always dropping me in a negative light, and it actually irked me. Moist Critical had said in one of his videos that he felt like I was one of the biggest e-beggars and all of this, and it pissed me off. I don't want to be known like that. So
then don't fucking e-beg, stupid.
I try to do it less, right? And at that point, I said, if people want to really talk shit about me, why won't they interview me? Why won't someone interview me? I want someone to interview me.
Because you fucking duck interviews. You duck confrontation.
My side of the story.
You duck any sort of
originally I was working with
hardball
YouTubers on possibly doing this. It never came to fruition because what ended up happening was essentially what it was going to end up being was something bigger than that. Instead of just being an interview, it was going to be, oh, here's the history of Darkside Phil on the internet, the highs and lows and everything. And after kind of working through that and talking with a couple people, I was like, I really don't want to do that right now. It's too much for me. Especially now this year, I wanted to kind of, change some things up.
Yeah.
And essentially, I wanted to continue to change. And
my drink of choice is vodka and ginger ale.
I can't open a whole new channel called DSP Reacts and focus on React content and reviews and things if I'm embroiled in making a freaking documentary about myself. You understand? So I actually turned down the offers that I got from multiple different people and said, I'm going to move on from this. It's not a big deal.
So that's another... Wait!
When side scrollers, I should say actually...
That's another instance where he turned down tons of money
I'm completely misspeaking.
So that he could fucking beg a bunch of 30 to 40-year-old man children to keep him sustained. Why?
After he announced publicly that I was going to be on the show on March 1st, which I advised him not to. I outright told him...
How would I feel if all of humanity was wiped out, but DSP was the only one that survived? Well, that's the future DSP deserves.
The internet blew up. Oh my God, Phil's going to be on a show? Phil never goes on a show. I can't believe Phil's on a show. So what happens is all of my detractors who make it literally the reason for their existence on the internet is to regurgitate the horrible negative memes about me and profit from it. Like literally that's what they do. There's entire channels and businesses based off of hating on Darkside Phil on YouTube. We all know this. This is not, oh, it's news to me. Everyone knows there's a cycle of drama on YouTube.
DSP still gets trolled. My ghost comes back to fuck with him in Dark Souls.
And he entertains it Dark Side Phil onto the show, right? That's what I warned him about, but he didn't listen to me. He didn't actually take it seriously, okay?
Craig? Oh, here we go.
He gets bombarded, and all of a sudden, he's seeing a lot of attention that he's never seen before. Keep in mind, the Side Scrollers podcast has just started. This show, on average, was pulling in between, I'd say, around 200 viewers a show live. You know, afterwards, you get a few thousand viewers every day on your show, you know, with the on-demand views or whatever. So it's not a huge podcast. It's not a tiny podcast by any means. It's not like 2 viewers. But, you know, it's a growing podcast. It's a work in progress. And he's trying to rebuild it from the ground up, which is very respectable. By the way, back after that long.
But listen to this fucking horse shit.
So he's basically sees, oh, here's all these people who are now interested all of a sudden in my show, and they're basically telling me you absolutely must grill Phil. You can't just have Phil on your show as a guest. You have to grill Phil because we don't like him, and here's the reasons why, and here come all the memes, right? So Craig is bombarded with these memes for 2 weeks. He contacts me again. He basically says, you know, well, actually, I think I wrote to him. I said, I saw on the show today we were harassed basically by these people or whatever, and, you know, I told you this was going to happen. And he basically says, yeah, in light of this, we want to do an interview. We don't want to have it be you a guest on the show like we normally have. Normally what their show is, it's a variety show. There's segments. There'd be a segment about news.
Real Phil is Tarantino's 10th movie.
About, people's
yeah.
What they do when they show their collectibles. You know, fun stuff like that. Gaming and pop culture. It's a great show in that regard.
Yeah, that would be Tarantino's 10th movie, and including the weird racism stuff.
See how we could just have you on as a standard guest with all the hate against you on the internet, and I agreed to it. I'm like, yeah, I'm down for this because this is exactly what I wanted to do.
I think Tarantino could play Phil, and then they could grill Phil about the slave trade joke that he made.
Any vested interest in either making me look bad or good. I was wrong. Okay, that's the problem. Is I was wrong. I didn't understand.
You were right, Phil.
Found out exactly what
Phil, you just gave. What happened is.
But they did have vested interest. It sucks that they did because I didn't know that they did. Okay.
No, the foot scene has gout. Yeah.
So, you know, for the last 2 weeks, I'm under the impression that I'm going into this interview and it's going to be a very long, very grilling interview. I'm going to give them my undivided attention. I gave them unlimited time, and I said, you can ask me absolutely, positively anything. Anything. Okay? Anything. I don't care what it is. Just ask it. And that way I can answer it. And we actually have a place where I've answered all these hard questions about all the negative shit that's been said about me over the years.
Yeah, it's great.
So here I am, thinking this
doing everything you can.
It's going to be a very long
doing
show.
it all for what you are. Pretending you're a Superman.
I thought for sure they'd be bringing back the racist stuff I said in 2010, you know, how I got banned from all these different services and things and how that worked out. You know, the history of me essentially making mistakes on YouTube and, you know, all of that. All right? That's exactly what I thought. And I thought it would keep going. I thought it would just keep going, like, through the history of all the messed up stuff. And what it would be is it would tell a narrative of how over the years I make mistakes. People call me out for the mistakes, right? I either really
oh, that's nice. Sammy and Kevin hugged it out
and improve, or I did in some cases. But essentially, that's what I thought it was kind of going to be. Okay, but that's not what it turned out being. We'll talk about that in a second.
Okay.
But so yeah, so you know, that was where it was left, and I was assured by Craig that there was not going to be any doxing, there was not going to be any harm to my family or anything like that as a result of being on this show or anything like that whatsoever. Now, you got to be a little skeptical. Because as we're getting closer and closer to this interview, I start getting wind that, did you know that Craig is like directly talking to all of your detractors every day? Like he's talking to It's a Gundam. He's talking to these people who literally have entire giant video series about you that are all monetized. And
where was my call, Craig? Why didn't I get a call?
Make money. It's stupid.
Huh? Craig? What happened? I bet Heavy Metal Gamer didn't get a call either.
People like this internet drama. And that's who he's talking to. Okay? No, I'm not aware of that. I figured he was bombarded by detractors or whatever, but what can you do, right? I mean, it's public record. He's talking with them on Twitter and everything, right? So
where was my contact, Craig?
Basically, I'm going into the interview, and I'm trusting Craig. I am. Trust Stuttering Craig, the owner of Screw Attack, and now the person who runs Side Scrollers. I'm trusting him. This is going to be a fair interview. This is going to be unbiased, right? This is going to be neutral. That's a good journalistic interview, is a neutral interview, a neutral stance. You ask questions, you get answers. Then you make your judgments.
Credit where it's due, Craig was very neutral for the most part.
So the interview lasted over 5 hours long.
However, Phil is just
I
an
gave them 5.5
shit.
extra to help out their patrons because their patrons get extra.
And you know, it might not be Phil's fault. He's just been the only interactions he's had are fucking neurodivergent people, 30 to fucking 40-year-old neurodivergent people, including his wife, and that's he's forgotten how to be a person. He doesn't talk to anybody else. And mind you, like, the reason why, despite my tism, I can talk and I can function like a normal person is because I don't hang out with 100% neurodivergent people.
Any attention to it? I have no idea what happened. They made thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars on that show.
They did. They made a lot of money.
Where did they make it from? The detractors. The detractors were there. And every time that basically they were asking a prying question or, you know, twisting a little more, there was more contributions coming in. Okay? That's what I've been told. I didn't sit there and count the dollars as they came in. That's what I've been told for people who actually were watching the stream. You could see it coming in.
That's what you've been told from your fucking dents.
Okay.
Your ass kissers.
So, what did I think about the show overall? I talked about it on DSP Gaming yesterday as soon as it ended. I felt that it was a fair interview because even though I'll admit, I think that Adam, who's one of the co-hosts, it was Adam and Craig that were interviewing me. I think that Adam was basically kind of very, very critical and or didn't believe me outright. I can tell you right now, I don't think Adam believed me at all.
And Adam went in
everything I said out of my
a
mouth.
blank slate. Adam was a blank slate on Phil.
So it kind of fair more. It was like a good cop, bad cop interview.
Adam had knew nothing about Phil, and then just from having a conversation with him for like 30 minutes, Adam was like, "Oh, this is the type of guy Phil is."
That's actually one of the things we're going to talk about tonight. Is what actually happened, okay? Because that's not where it ended. Because we have to talk about actually some of the topics discussed during that interview and where they led. Because you guys don't know this, so I'm going to tell you right now. All right, one of the major things that happened during that podcast was discussion about a part 2 and that I would be back to keep answering questions because I felt there was a lot of stuff that was left out. But we already went 5 hours. They're out of time. Fine. We don't have to keep going. We'll have a follow-up. All right?
Yeah.
So I'm under the impression if you're going to do a follow-up, right, you're going to save further discussion about Darkside Phil for the follow-up. You want and it was said at the end of the show. You guys didn't hear this. It was off camera or whatever. But basically, it would be about a month or longer until there would be a part 2. That it would be at least like mid to late April, maybe early summer. It depended on their schedule. But
all right, that sounds good.
Interested in having me back for a part 2. That they wanted this to happen because I even said to them, I said, you know, there's a lot of stuff we didn't cover today. Is you really harped on certain things like the WWE Champions thing, the $5,000 expenses thing, which I still don't understand because we really didn't fully explain it. We can talk about that tonight.
You know,
but anyway, you know, you harped on certain things. Then we had Keemstar on for like an hour, right? And it's like
I don't think it was an hour.
Derailed.
I think it was like at most 30 minutes.
People would have liked to hear me address, okay? Or that I maybe would have liked to address. But after you're going for 5 hours, you know, you forget about what you want to really talk about, correct?
I can't remember what I was going to say.
So that's where we left it, that it was supposed to be, I was going to do like a part 2, okay? But another big thing that happened during that interview was that there was essentially an opportunity, all right? An opportunity during the interview where I was told that if I were to send the actual screenshot of my WWE Champions mobile game account, can't even say it, disgusts me so much that this fucking thing is so stupidly important to people, I can't even say the words, that if I sent the screenshot of my actual account over to them, all right, like live, if I sent it to Craig, and it could just show that that's not my account that everyone thinks it is, that would be the end-all, be-all of it.
It would. It would shut a lot of things down.
I'm not do that right now live, okay? And there's various reasons for that, as I tried to explain. But basically, let me put it this way. Number one, did I trust Craig yesterday? About 98%. All right? I really did. I trusted Craig about 98%.
I can't understand how people are into gotchas.
There's a chance, right, that this guy's going to try to screw me over somehow, right?
Craig...
But 98% trusted him, and it's going to be a gamble, right? The other thing is you got to factor in other things. There's actually been situations where, you know, I've sent things to people who I trusted, and then things that were out of their control happened. I actually had, this is years ago. You guys don't know this, but there was someone who I had sent something to, and their account got supposedly hacked. Did it really get hacked or not? I don't know. It could have been bullshit. They could have been lying. And then all of a sudden, there you go. Fucking stuff's out there, right? So
I got a text
I'm not saying
message.
that anyone was ready to hack Craig's email or anything. I'm just saying, you know, these thoughts are going through my mind. It's not safe, not 100% safe. Can I really trust this guy? Now, on the flip side of that, all right, as he's asking me to do this, all right, live on the show, in the back of my head, I'm thinking, I know that if I send this to this guy right now, the only person it may convince is him. That's it. That's literally it. And maybe his co-hosts, right? Because they would believe him, or they'll say, you know, Craig's not stupid. He'll be able to figure out if this is real or not, or whatever, right? But I don't think that sending that in any way, shape, or form would have.
It would have shut a lot of people down.
That wasn't even why I went on the show. I didn't go on with the show for the detractors at all.
Yeah, you did.
A focal point where I've answered all of these questions. So now, if you want to hear my answers, go watch that show and leave me alone. I want to do my own thing over here, my own content. I don't want to have to be sitting every night answering questions about this shit. Okay? I just wanted to be.
Yeah, it didn't go so well, did it?
So in my mind, it's like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to send him stuff. I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it after the show, and I'm going to do it right. I'm going to make sure that there's no way that people can say that I faked this. Because what if I did send it to Craig, and then all of a sudden,
the only way you can
anyway, Phil was ready for that. Phil made a photoshopped.
The only way you can do that,
right,
is if
you say that too. You know what I'm saying? So
is if you right on the spot sent it
to prove
that was the definitive way, and you fucked it up.
I'll explain that in a moment. All right,
Bill.
So anyway, I didn't send him anything at all. Send him nothing during the show. Let me clarify that. I did not send him anything during the show. When we ended the show, the discussion was, after 5.5 hours of me giving them my time, all right, and fielding every question, even Keemstar, and playing a stupid clip from It's a Gundam that was a waste of everybody's time, and fielding all the nonsense that happened, right?
This guy's right. When's the last time you edited something? Come on now.
Let's go ahead and talk about the follow-up or whatever, which we agreed, maybe a month and a half, maybe we'll see, all right? So, after the show ended, I did my 90-minute post-show. I went downstairs and I ate dinner with my wife.
It's a Gundam is funny, though. That's true.
6 p.m., and I said, you know what? I think I am going to send him it. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to send it to him so he knows I'm not faking. So
there's no way you can...
Might or might not know. Because one of the questions that actually came up during the podcast, this is a really interesting one to me. They said to me, Craig said this specifically to me, you know, how can you dispute all this when they say it's tied to your phone number? To which I said, how could it be tied to a phone number? I've never once, ever, on any mobile game I've ever played on my phone, not once have I ever entered my phone number. It's all tied to your Apple ID or your game account, because Apple has a game account.
Also, Phil's a loser for using Apple. Android phones are where it's at, son.
Your account, because you could have a completely different phone number, but still have the same Apple ID. And therefore, you can still have your same games that transfer between phones and stuff. That's how it works.
Cyrax and Friends archive.
So, I didn't understand the question.
Seals the Third is a detractor.
It doesn't make sense, because that doesn't... Again, it's bullshit. It's stuff that detractors make up. Oh, it's tied to a phone number. Well, can you fucking prove that? Because games aren't tied to phone numbers. They're not. They're tied to
Craig
accounts,
is playing Dirty Pool.
You know, online accounts. So it doesn't make sense what they say. But again, don't question what they're saying. Question me, right? Anyway, so what I was going to do was I was going to send him my actual, like, Apple ID and my game account in my phone that lists every game I've ever played on that phone. Literally.
But we don't need that. We just need
single game that I've ever played. I'm serious. It was gonna have all.
He's overcomplicating it, dude. Him and fucking Perry don't know how to follow instructions. But I love Perry. I can't stand Phil.
I was gonna send him the screen grab from WWE Champions, and I was going to actually send him what we had talked about on the show. I was going to send him a screen grab to show it's the same account that I actually use in the new Street Fighter game that just came out. And I actually was going to take another screen grab of an older game that I've played in the past, one that I've never even mentioned.
Why is he playing the Street Fighter mobile game? He should be playing the King of Fighters mobile game that has Street Fighter, Tekken, WWE, and Guilty Gear in it.
All of their games, but also here's the Apple ID it's tied to. The evidence, and here's the actual game account that's in the phone. I was going to send him literally all of that.
Okay. And
it was around 6 p.m. that I sat down after dinner with my wife on the couch, and I'm about to do this. So I email Craig, and I say to him, "Are you ready for this? Because now you're gonna get the full story. You ready for this?
Are we?
Here's what actually happened.
Are we, Phil?
Because I'm tired of the bullshit.
Yeah.
This is literally, I'm reading you the email I sent him word for word. Ready? Hey, Craig, I'm interested to hear your thoughts on how the show went. I hope that this was a big benefit for you guys. If so, this might have actually been the only time in history my infamy has actually helped something. I know that you'll want to get back to normalcy, but I'm looking forward to hearing from you again about the possible next appearance. Now, what I did here is I shared some thoughts about what my viewers had been saying on my 90-minute decompress stream. Here you go. You ready? My viewers are telling me they think you and Adam were too harsh, but I disagree completely. As I told you on the podcast, you were nothing but fair. There is pretty much a 100% consensus that the Keemstar bit was intrusive, and it gave him free plugs for his own content, and it took away about an hour that could have been more on topic. You know,
well, it is true.
I didn't mind, but that's the vibe my viewers are sharing with me.
Now, listen, I'm never going to defend anything Keemstar does. I will acknowledge that he's good at what he does.
And now, the key part of this whole message.
But he's a ruthless scumbag.
Because I'm 50-50 on showing you my Champions account, especially because of what Keemstar said on the show. If you don't know what Keemstar said, it doesn't matter what you send to Craig, it's too late. It's literally what he said. Makes no sense, but, you know, that's what he said. He says, I feel nobody would really believe, even if you vouch for me at this point, you know. But I respect you, and I'm still considering it, despite the fact I'm incredibly scared that my info will once again leak and hurt me. Word for word, I just read it from my email. There it is. Okay?
Good. Yeah?
I sent that again at 6:18 p.m. yesterday. All right? So the show, you know, my show ended at 4. I uploaded. I had dinner with my wife, everything cleaned up, sat down on the couch, and I sent it at 6:18. All right?
I don't know
there you go.
what time it is
now,
for Craig.
You might say, well, why didn't you just send everything? Because, number one, again, I'm not 100% trustworthy yet, but I want him to say, yeah, I'm going to be right here tonight on the email, so you can send it, and I'll look at it. I'll immediately delete it. That way there's no risk. That's what we had said on the podcast, that if I'm going to send him all that information, he would immediately delete it. The moment it comes in, he would check it. Okay, there it is. There's the evidence. Got it. And immediately delete it, and it's safe, right? Because it's gone. So that's what I want to know. That's what I asked him. How often do you check this email? All right?
Yeah.
I did not receive a response. Okay? Until today at 5:45 p.m.
Oh.
All right? So, we can pretend like that's where it was at that point, okay? So I sent him that last night, 6:18 p.m. 0 response yesterday. No response at all at that email address. So
he needed to decompress, bro.
Level 1 podcast over on DSP Gaming. Of course, people are asking me more questions. At that point, I'm still feeling positive about it. I'm like, hey,
very positive.
Exactly how I wanted it to
positive.
go. People kept telling me on the podcast last night
that
Craig and Adam were unfair to me. I will say this publicly again. I don't think that's the case. I think it was that was exactly how I expected the interview to go. I thought that's exactly how it was supposed to go. Okay? I didn't think they were going to believe me and be blown away by the fact that I sat on there and I really couldn't show them the definitive evidence.
Yeah.
But I emailed Craig and said, I'm going to send you the evidence, basically. Are you monitoring this email? Okay?
Oh, excuse me.
Read it word for word to you guys, right out of my email. Okay?
Yeah.
So anyway, that's where we left it. All
yeah,
right?
Okay.
Overnight, nothing happens. In the morning, apparently they turn on their show. Now, here's where the bullshit starts.
Okay.
They had advertised all week long that on Friday we're going to do a decompression stream from the Dark Side Phil interview. We're all going to be playing Mario Kart together. It's going to be the whole show. It's going to be fun gameplay of us kind of messing around and playing Mario Kart to decompress from the drama that likely will have happened Thursday. This was advertised all week long. Is that what they did today on their podcast?
He caught him in the lie. They didn't play Mario.
Dark Side Phil Aftermath Side Scroller podcast. Let's see. 2.5 hours long, way longer than their show usually runs. 13,000 views. Gee, I wonder why.
Phil, do you not? Does it not frustrate you?
All week, what I was under the impression they were doing all week, they decided not to do. All right, they decided to do something completely and utterly different this morning. Now, I did not watch this show. I went and did my own content this morning. I played Hogwarts Legacy on my stream, and I beat it over on DSP Gaming. The playthrough is complete. I'm happy because it was really long game, and now it's done.
Does he not like understand
And
that?
So I decided
that what they're doing is they're taking advantage of the opportunity that was presented them.
If Craig comes back at me and responds to the email, right, then we'll have a discussion about possibly sending him all the stuff or whatever that he wanted on the show. I'm serious about it, right? So I'm streaming and people are like, Phil, did you just see that podcast they just did? I'm like, no. Again, to my knowledge, it's over. That was the interview. You know what I'm saying?
To be fair, you're doing something totally different tonight.
What are you talking
and you
about?
changed your night stream yesterday, dude.
The whole show was
So only you can change the schedule. Phil needs to talk to Rich badly.
Essentially said they didn't believe a word you said. You're a filthy liar. You're not that they were like totally saying what a scumbag or anything like that. But essentially, I guess what the theme of the show was that they're all sorry for me because I'm such a person who apparently is really just a sad guy in a bad situation, and he's a
Hogwarts Legacy
equals liar, and it's all bullshit. And essentially, it's funny, all right, because they're doing the show, all right, and apparently, when they're doing the show,
they make $70.
Every time a super chat comes in, it's literally from one of my detractors.
The dents
and
in here are disgusting.
And they read it, and they all collectively laugh at it. Ha, 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 that's funny. Ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha, ha. Ha, ha, ha. Let's laugh at Phil because he's not here. Ha, 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 ha. They didn't do that when I was on the show. They waited till I wasn't. That's funny, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very funny.
It is funny.
Ha, ha, ha. Right?
Fucking fatso.
And they're showing on for 2.5 hours. All right? Now, I got a question for Craig and the Side Scrollers crew. I really do have a genuine question.
Hey, Phil.
Right?
Phil, come on.
Let's actually ask the question.
Phil, come on my stream. I'll laugh at you to your face.
My appearance on Side Scrollers is the most popular thing they've ever done, correct?
Yes. Yeah.
They even brought in Keemstar.
Yeah, if only you could somehow be popular, Phil. Right? Isn't that funny that you can't do this?
Keemstar would have ever appeared on the Side Scrollers podcast if I wasn't on there.
So?
Right?
Phil.
So they see.
That's the problem.
Oh my God.
Phil can't handle.
The biggest thing we've ever done. And
Phil can't handle.
Amount of money, thousands of dollars from detractors. So what did they decide to do the next day when I'm not there?
They decided to monetize
the agreement we had. They do the DSP Pylon show, where we're just going to sit there and we're going to take a big dump on him.
Who fucking agreed to that?
Respond to any of it.
There was an agreement?
There's a difference between journalism and online drama for personal gain.
So that's how you go to level 2.
They saw the money rolling in on Thursday, and they decided instead of doing our Mario Kart show that was planned and we were supposed to be doing on Friday, instead, who cares about that? We're going to ride this gravy train on. We're going to do the Dump on Darkside Phil show. And it became a 2.5-hour clown show of them essentially taking in donation after donation after donation from every detractor under the sun to read it, laugh at me, make jokes about me, and then make money on it. Okay? So here's the question I have for Craig and the Side Scrollers crew. If the Darkside Phil interview on Thursday only had 100 viewers, and if you had made $5 the whole show, would you have done the Darkside Phil Aftermath show?
Probably not, Phil.
I would love to hear their answer.
Yeah, probably not.
All right, but
what a fucking bitch!
It's
unbelievable.
It's cause and effect. The reason that they did the show is because they wanted the money, right? Or else, if there's no profit there, why are they going to do it again?
Oh my God!
They got to ride that popularity out while they have
It's the only ethical way.
This is literally the same thing that all of my detractors have done for years. They say, wait a minute, drama sells? Wait a minute, making fun of someone and you know, bringing them down at their own expense is profitable? Oh, well, who cares about morals, right? I mean, even though we promised Phil a completely fair shake on the interview, we didn't promise him we wouldn't destroy him the next day when he's definitely not there and not knowing we're going to do it, right? It's literally, it's being completely two-faced. It's completely unfair. If you're going to have another entire show about Darkside Phil, you should let Darkside Phil actually respond to your stuff. Not, oh,
you never let people
respond. Show, and then after that, the beat-up show. The pummel Darkside Phil show when he's not here. That's not fair at all. Okay? Let me give you some comparison here. All right?
I almost want to fucking send him a
Yesterday on
super
the
chat.
podcast, Craig said something to me that actually really, really resonated with me. Okay? He said, you know what, Phil? People who you've wronged in your past, whether or not you really think that saying, you know, you're sorry to them or making amends would ever change or do anything good for them. Correct? Basically,
I want to. I want it
it's
so
still
badly.
worth it to reach out and do the right thing. Do you want to know what I did last night? I actually DM'd that person in the Street Fighter community who I used to bully. I actually DM'd him on Twitter and I apologized. Now, I know he doesn't care. I knew he wouldn't. But I apologized to him because I felt so bad. After Craig saying that to me on the show, I was like, he's right. I should do that. Do you want to know what else I did? I went out and I publicly apologized for VTech USA because I felt like even though I feel like he's unfair to me, it's not fair for me to then be unfair to him, which I do feel like I've been harsh to him recently. With some of the
I don't think he's got much longer. Like, people are... This chat is not on his side.
His daughter is sick, and I felt so bad. I was like, dude, the last thing he needs is drama and stress around this time in his life. So I publicly apologized to the guy. And now I'd actually like to have him on the show to just have a civil conversation about stuff in the future. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I did when I got off the show. I thought, wow, out of the stuff that just happened, you know, Craig had some really good advice. I actually like that. I'm going to go run with that and try to be a better person. They felt the best thing to do with that show was to do a show to shit on me for 2.5 hours.
They didn't shit on you.
They felt was the best
gave their thoughts.
To do out of a show like that. Someone giving them 5.5 hours of their time that normally I'd be working and making money.
Wow, he changed overnight.
You know, giving them insane amounts of views and popularity.
DSP is his worst detractor.
On their show, giving them a giant
Did you
making what?
apologize to Derek and had sex
fig?
pig?
This is real or not. I heard they made $20,000 yesterday alone in the one show. Now, I've never made $20,000 in one day in my life, and I never will.
I know. Isn't it frustrating, Phil?
Because Darkside Phil was on their show. Okay? So they see that and instead, wow.
Phil,
that's pretty amazing.
Phil,
like to have him on.
you should be thinking, hey,
okay, that's enough. We'll talk about him later. No, next day it's Darkside Phil Part 2 without Darkside.
Yeah, that's why it's called Striking While the Iron's Hot, stupid.
Completely unfairly, and they make a ton of money on it.
It's not unfair.
It's completely unfair. It's not. It's not.
Phil is so mad because he can't get these numbers on his own.
Integrity. Say, listen, we had him on the show. He answered the questions. You judge for yourself what you think. All right, maybe we'll do a 10-minute segment.
Integrity, it's fucking YouTube.
We want him back. We'll talk about it when he's back.
Listen,
defend himself.
Okay.
We can have the conversation again.
I need to probably.
Okay. Then now we beat him up.
Explain my position here. I know I did a few videos where I got like tons of views, shitting on Ross and having him on stream. There was no ethical reason from, like, it wasn't like me thinking, oh, this is immoral or whatever. The reason that I did it for like a week and then stopped is because A, those streams go on forever and they take too much time.
Laugh together in unison, which I don't do. I've literally never done an laugh. It's a detractor me.
That's the laugh you do, Phil.
Like, that's funny. Oh, something that people say about me all the time that's terrible is funny. Right?
Yes, it's funny.
It's hilarious.
It's hilarious.
I don't even know where it comes from. It's just one of those.
Have you not heard yourself laugh?
So anyway, I hear all this on my stream this morning, and I'm like, oh.
Anyways, the reason it's not, there's no ethical reasons for why I didn't do them. The reason why you if you can make a ton of money on a drama stream, by all means, do it. You just shouldn't make a career out of it, like, say, Ethan Ralph, Opie, and Anthony. Red Bar can do that. Red Bar can do that, but like, if you try and make a career out of doing that, the end of that career path is you're gonna be the one getting shit on. That's always how it ends up being. That's what happens to Anthony. That's what happened to Opie. That's what happens to Ralph. The Ralph is still making money.
Everyone's telling me this on my show today. I don't believe it. I'll watch it for myself.
Those Raw streams were insane. I had to private them because I was getting warnings on my fucking channel because I guess, I don't know, somebody went back and saw Nuclear's going to jail or whatever, and I got a warning on the video, so I just privated all those streams. I don't want to take any chances. There are you can probably find re-uploads of them.
It's going to continue. It continues.
You kick yourself for never saving any of the streams with BFK shitting on. Oh yeah, yeah.
So again, all this is happening, right?
He's probably got some of them saved somewhere.
I'm doing my content. I get an email.
Okay, he gets an email
from a fan. Okay, but here's what the email I get from a fan today.
A fan.
I want to give you some feedback. I'm watching the Aftermath stream by Craig and Company. It's clear there was never any intention to have you as a normal guest. They're quite open to admitting they believe the detractors on every single issue possible, to the point they openly belittled and laughed at you all day long today. They openly said to your face that they contacted most of your detractors to get feedback. Every single super chat that mentioned something negative about you, they read out and believed without hesitation. It's clearly difficult to believe this wasn't their initial intention, and they lulled you into some kind of false sense of security over the previous week, giving you the impression they wanted to be neutral. You basically went to a detractor stream.
I've been begging him to spam. Ross is a crazy person. That's all you need to know. Ross is a crazy autistic person that loves to throw around racial slurs and threaten to non-consent people.
The hefty donations that they're now getting during their streams show that they were just hoping to get these. Now they're basking on having grilled and exposed you to the world, and they plan to do it again and again and again as long as you keep allowing it. Honestly, if you really think that they are your friends or even remotely impartial, you're sorely mistaken. You're just a lolcow and a liar to them. They openly have said this now. It's a viper's nest, not a single friendly hand to be found. Be careful if you really plan to appear on their podcast again. They'll go twice as hard. They claim to have only gone through half the questions that they have for you. Okay?
Yeah?
They can't wait to eviscerate you again. The only good that you got out of this...
Who sent this to him?
That now you've kind of validated that maybe that Craig is now becoming a detractor, even after 10 years of history with the guy.
This is K Gallion, isn't it?
Neutral.
This is K Gallion.
Okay.
I bet you. It's either K Gallion or Swaggins.
Right. That's an email I get during my first stream today. No, I didn't write that. It's from a fan. Well, I guess the person said I'm not even a big fan, right? So anyway, I hear all this, right? And basically, as I'm reading
Craig
this,
is not a
I
tractor.
gotta see this stream for myself. I have to now. Like, I have to watch this for myself. I can't believe this is what I'm hearing, but why would people be saying this?
Wings of Redemption wrote it.
Okay.
This is so hypocritical, basing your opinion off of what people tell you.
So
Damn. See, these are people that are
tonight.
These are members.
I said this on Twitter, and I said this on posted on my channels. My late stream tonight will no longer be gameplay. Instead, I'm gonna watch.
These are members that are saying this about him.
Okay, we're gonna watch this together, and we're gonna see, for ourselves. Oh, here it's playing now. We're gonna see for ourselves if everything that's been said is true. Okay.
What?
There you go. So I announced this. So now it's public that I'm doing this. Okay. So I go downstairs to have dinner.
YouTube is he looking at?
My wife is pissed. She's very upset. I say, what's going on? Hopefully nothing's happening bad in the house. She says, oh no, but I saw that you announced that you're going to watch their show from this morning. Did you watch it? I said, no, I haven't seen it yet. He said,
Kat's angry. Why did Kat watch it?
She was not happy. And she only watched maybe 10, 15 minutes of it. And she said she couldn't even continue. She's like, literally, it's a shooting gallery against you. Like, literally, it's just, they're just 100% reading every super chat. And everyone is a detractor, a known detractor. And they're laughing at you, and they're making fun of you the entire show.
So?
And I was like,
laugh it off,
that is shocking to me, again, because I was led to believe these guys were going to be legit, right? And apparently this is not it. This is not what it was supposed to be. I was supposed to just be treated fairly. Now, fairly, if you want me to be an objective, right? That means that you're going to listen to answers, but you're not going to do this show after. You're going to, okay, listen, now you judge for yourself, and maybe you ask for 5-10 minutes on your show. What do you guys think? Here's what we think. Okay, moving on. It's a topic for later. He's going to
Kat needs to mind her own business and stop interfering. Right. She has nothing to do with your streams.
Now, that's not where it ends, ladies and gentlemen. Because as I said, I was still fully intending that tonight we were going to sit here and we were going to react to this, which we still might do. But there's a new update, ladies and gentlemen.
What's the new update?
Remember, I told you that I emailed Craig last night at 6:18 p.m. saying I had a 50-50 thought I wanted to send him all the evidence of my innocence.
I love each and every one that doesn't get Phil money.
How often he checked his email, because I want to be sure.
They were not playing by our rules. Phil's rulers kiss his ass or else.
And delete it right away, right? And by the way, I already said, I know probably this won't change public opinion, but at least then you'll believe me.
Is this Streamception? Right? A little, Nozomi.
You ready for this one?
My St. Patrick's Day videos fell through. Or not videos. My St. Patrick's Day party plans fell through. So I'm just here drinking, getting angry at this streamer.
I think the show went okay yesterday. We talked about it at length on today's show as a debrief. That's what he called it.
A debrief.
You shitting on me for 2.5 hours is a debrief. Interesting. My debrief was saying you guys did a great job interviewing me and defending you for 2 hours against my fans. That was my debrief. And then also apologizing to someone who I harmed in my past and apologizing publicly to Review Tech USA. That was my debrief from the show.
Yeah, it's not a big deal. Sometimes plans don't work out, and backup plans don't work out either. It's not the end of the world. I'm fine. Just being on my own for St. Patrick's Day, it's not a big deal.
The things that are laid out about everything, the WWE mobile game, the bank stuff, it doesn't make sense. There's too much evidence saying it's yours, and your only evidence is you saying it's not. I'm going to address that in
No, it's not. It's not a big deal. It's not a big deal, Nozomi. It's fine.
But you seem so dug in, even in the face of insanely detailed evidence. You wouldn't take it. Even with Keemstar coming on, I tried to lay out similarities you feel towards him and the way people feel about you based on things they've seen online, and it was tough. Like, that's not even a point. It has nothing to do with anything, having Keemstar on the show. It has nothing to do with any point at all.
But you finished your booze?
Like I said, we want what's best for you. We very much.
That's okay. I'm trying not to drink too much anyways. I'm just getting a little buzz going.
You deserve to get to level 2. I know you can do it. What does that sound like to you? Does that sound like a neutral party?
Yeah.
That email.
Oh, you want to drink? You just want to drink with me? Oh.
That he went into it.
You could get some more beer,
100%
maybe.
100% preconceived notions of what the truth was, based on talking to detractors for 2 weeks, right? I will give you full disclosure. I will give you absolutely full disclosure here because I want to be fair.
Yeah.
After about a week of him directly talking to the detractors only, he emailed me once and he said, "What would you like to see?" Or excuse me, let me try that. Try that again. I misspoke. What would you like me to see? Right? He says, "What would you like me to see before your interview?" And I sent him my react to my Down the Rabbit Hole video, all right, from last year, which really covers.
Have a good night, Nozomi.
Fighter, my early days as a YouTuber, all the way to 2017, covers it all, and I reacted to all of it.
Love you too.
I essentially said, "Listen, I'm sorry for a lot of the wrong things I did. I admit that they were wrong. Here's some real bad misconceptions about a lot of that." Okay, so I sent him that video because I wanted to basically give him an idea of how there's been a ridiculous amount of misconceptions about me on the internet. And when I address them fairly, you see how they kind of, at least make sense. Not to say that I'm infallible. I may make a lot of mistakes. But at the same time, I'm changing for the better. Which they laughed at during the show yesterday, by the way. Oh, change.
Does anyone remember 15 minutes ago where he almost started the video?
You don't understand that someone today is not someone last year, is not someone 5 years ago, is not someone 10 years ago. It's a constant struggle to improve yourself. And when you make a mistake, you admit you made the mistake, and you move on for the better. If you keep making the same mistake a million times, that's a different thing. They laughed at me when I actually admitted, like Adam was laughing about change and everything. Ha ha ha, right? So anyway, this email, essentially what this email
He was laughing because you're full of shit, Phil.
The last email I had to him was, "Man, I'm glad you guys made a lot of money, and I would like to actually send you the evidence of my innocence, but I need to know how often you check the email because, I want to be sure that you're going to get it and delete it right away." Did you hear a response to that anywhere in his email? Did he even mention it? No. Do you want to know why? Because he already believes that I'm guilty. He went into the interview believing I was guilty. 100%.
No, he was giving you a chance to
had a preconceived. He talked to detractors for 2 weeks.
He didn't believe you were guilty.
He likes, because I hate to tell you this, I really feel like he loves, he absolutely loves, like, It's a Gundam.
Well, yeah, because It's a Gundam's funny.
He laughs at It's a Gundam. He thinks it's funny.
It is funny.
Mentioning It's a Gundam.
It is funny.
On his shows over the past couple of weeks that It's a Gundam is a troll of Dark Side Phil. So it's obvious.
He is funny.
Shit, right? He loves this guy. Why do you think that of all the detractors, what's the first clip that they played in the interview and then they ran out of time? It's a Gundam. He's a fanboy of him. right?
It is.
So
He's funny.
He's been talking with these guys for weeks and weeks and weeks. And all he's listened to is them. I got an honest question for Craig and the side scrollers. How many of my fans have you talked to? How many people who actually watch my content on a daily basis? How many people who like my content? Who would actually tell you why they tune into my content? Wouldn't it have been fascinating to maybe talk to someone?
Yeah, you know what? You're right. He should have gotten Derek Ip on stream. Derek Ip, Swaggins, Kegaleon all should have been on stream. I agree, Phil. You're right. Let's get him on stream right now.
Benefit the absolute 100% most from me being the villain. And that's all they talked to. Right? There was no evidence they ever went out and actually gave me a fair shake. At all.
Hang on a second.
It was just detractor. Because all the detractor questions we have to ask Phil, and then say, hey, Phil, what would you like to watch? Or what would you like?
Hang on a second. I gotta say something. That's all you need to know is that everyone hates him.
From my bankruptcy? Oh, yeah, is that what it is? He's like, turn to Adam, is that what it is? Yeah, it's from the, yeah, you know. I need to know. What are you talking about? Right? And ultimately, they couldn't even answer the question. Yes, it's from the bankruptcy. Well, from what in the bankruptcy? Is this something that's listed from my tax return? Is this something that's listed on a generic form that was filled out, that was read off by the judge during the bankruptcy hearing? I don't even know what you're talking about.
The Discord join noise, yeah.
I've heard that.
I was about to say something in
$5,000
in the detractor chat. But...
I don't know. I never saw that. I don't even know what you're talking about. When I went into a bankruptcy proceeding, I went in, okay? And what did I do? I gave them all the information they needed. My bankruptcy attorney filled it all out properly with all the data. We went in, it was presented to the bankruptcy people, right? Yes, that was, I guess, a public-facing form that was presented. And apparently somewhere in there, apparently one of the detractors say it says something about $5,000 in business expenses. Ladies and gentlemen, never ever have I spent $5,000 on just video games in 1 month. That's insane. I don't. You
think DSP needs to retire from the internet? He sucks at it. You're right, CBR. He does.
Who stamped?
He does. He absolutely does.
That's not my job to know that, where that number came from. No, I don't have $5,000 in business expenses every month. I don't know. Okay? What I can tell you is it was 100% kosher according to the bankruptcy judge. Because again, because the trolls were harassing everyone involved with that bankruptcy so badly, I had to go in and I had to do, just listen to this, hours and hours and hours of work explaining away all the transactions that I did related to my business, not even related to my, like I was explaining everything so they would understand all of it. This is not something they have to do with anyone else, but because so many people were basically contacting the bankruptcy judge and saying, Phil's a liar, Phil's a fraud, all this. I had to go through all this. It was insanely stressful. It was one of the most complicated bankruptcies probably they've ever done. All right? Certainly was the only one where someone ever called in and impersonated one of my debtors. All right? Certainly.
Okay. Discord join noise. But the DSP should retire, but yeah, I mean, he can't. This is all he has. $5,000. He can't get like a...
What $5,000?
Listen.
They never even got around.
He should just get a state job.
So I try to say, I don't know. Is it maybe the mortgage? Is it, because I don't know, because my house is also where I work out of. Is it medical expenses? I don't know. Why would you ask me this question? That's a stupid question to ask someone in an interview. Like, I'm going to have the answers to this question. But to them, that's a valid question. So I answered it, right?
I answered it.
Some of the other, again, the bank statements. The thing is with these bank statements, all right? I talked about it today on my show earlier. I'll talk about it again. You can say there's all this circumstantial evidence that says it's yours. Correct. And you can also say there's circumstantial evidence that it's not mine. Like the fact that there's all these transactions that are crazy big transactions for pets when I have one cat. One freaking cat. Not 10, not 20, not 100 dogs. I have one cat. How am I spending like $100 a week on pet supplies? What am I buying him? Golden pet fucking cat food?
People would find where he works.
Right? That's just as circumstantial to prove my innocence.
Not if he's careful. Listen.
I already said it didn't, and again, I explained it to them, and they had like.
Not if he doesn't announce where he works. If he doesn't announce where he works,
apparently not even mobile. It was iTunes.
There are ways to be careful about it. Like,
right?
People just don't seem to realize that Facebook is really accessible. If you're careful about it, like even if on the off chance someone doxes me, like the only people that know my real name are Booster, Jim, and Andrew.
Why would I be doing transactions?
And
money I made today on
by real name I mean like last name too. My last name's would be easy to figure out, kind of, but guess what?
To the bank account.
On Facebook, I don't use my last name. I don't even have a job listing on. I don't say where I work on my on my Facebook. I don't have my phone number on Facebook. I don't have my address on Facebook.
What they're saying, it logically makes no sense. But again, everything that they say that's circumstantial.
It's common sense. You don't post that shit.
Right? Can also be countered circumstantially. Because the truth is, when Craig wrote this email and he says, we have all this evidence, there's no evidence.
Yes, there is!
Substantial evidence.
Oh.
There is no evidence without a shadow of a doubt of anything these people have said about me whatsoever. None. It doesn't exist. It's not provable. Because it's not true. So here's the thing. And here's where, sadly, this entire thing falls apart. All right?
But yeah, no, they said...
when they interviewed me yesterday...
Someone said...
They were interviewing me from the perspective of, I'm already guilty. They already believe it.
DSP to Christian on the autism scale. This is undeniable. And I've been saying that Phil is not on the spectrum. He just has spent at least a decade interacting with nothing but people on the spectrum, including his wife.
Craig, it sounds like you're trying to get him to confess. And that's actually not right. Because he was. He wanted me to confess. You could tell from where the interview was going by the end. Did you notice? Did you really notice that during the interview, they were only harping on the 100% questions, right? That could not essentially really be...
You have 3 chins, that is a fact. Listen, hey, Brown, I'll have you know I'm losing the weight. I'm going to fucking lose the weight. I'm eating healthier.
It was... all
unless you're talking about Phil.
Detractors have harped on because all they've done is talk to my detractors for 2 weeks. That was not a fair and balanced interview that was well researched. That was an interview that was all the tough questions right up front.
That wasn't Fox News.
Get Keemstar in here, which tell me what that did. Did absolutely nothing except gave them a popularity boost to have a big YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? All this is just bullshit. You have it up to a certain level, and it's like...
They did ask me easy questions. They said they weren't fair and balanced. Now, Tucker Carlson, he's fair and balanced.
I got on their interview yesterday. They were 100% sold that I was guilty, and this was a phishing interview.
Hannity, that guy would have given me a fair interview.
Got him right there. There's the evidence. Now you're guilty. Now he'll admit it publicly on our show, and we'll blow up.
Oh, you're talking about DSP?
To just get me to admit that I was doing it. Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
Interview wasn't true and honest.
Listen to me. It's not true, and I'm not going to admit something that's not true.
Okay, Phil.
A lot of things that
yeah, Phil. All right, Phil.
A lot.
You got it, Phil. You sure thing, Phil.
It doesn't matter how much circumstantial evidence there is. This would never, ever, ever fly.
Yeah, Phil. This is
legally at all because it's all bullshit. It's all circumstantial nonsense. Okay. This email I got from Craig, literally word for word, is saying, I never trusted you. Okay? And that's why he even says, does he even say, oh, yeah, I'll give you...
Yeah, this is Phil's American Vandal Season 3.
You know? He doesn't want what would have actually proven, right? That's absolutely ridiculous.
Hey, we're the American Vandal guys. Season 3 should be about Dark Side Phil.
He doesn't care. He doesn't want the evidence, you know. Instead, I believe...
Show your phone, you fat fuck! Yeah! Tell him, Kingdom Hearts gamer!
You know,
when is Wings showing up?
And my response was, well, I'm broadcasting tonight on DSP Reacts. I'm directly reacting to this. Watch if you like. I figured at least want to know what I have to say about it. And he says, okay, buddy, hope it's wildly successful. And I said, you know, I appreciate that, but I'd just rather be playing games or chilling with my audience than wasting time on this. But now my hands are tied. I got to do something.
No, you don't. You could have just listen. You could have just ignored it.
Adam said yesterday, you do you and fuck everyone else. Good luck. Yes, because you would like that. Because you would actually like for me to not say anything and just take the punches, and you.
But Phil
completely benefit out of this whole thing.
Phil,
you're like everyone to think, right, that you were the big innocent guy.
Does he not realize that because of this, they're gonna do another stream about you, and they're gonna react to this? You fucking moron! You're just making them more money.
Every question, give you 5.5 hours of my time. Who else would have done a 5.5-hour interview for you with your little podcast? And I'm not insulting it because I'm small too.
Oh, see, Grant even pointed it out. Fucking dummy.
Interview for you, and you went into it completely in the wrong manner. I thought I was being interviewed fairly.
You were.
Your actions directly today on your show,
Phil,
and in this email prove you never did. You never have.
Phil is 100% innocent, and surely time will vindicate it.
You're done. Maybe we do a 5-10 minute decompress session today about it. We move on. We do our Mario Kart, whatever. Maybe we'll have Phil back.
By the way, decompress session, is that like Phil's new buzzword?
In the money gravy train that we just got from all the detractors. That's literally what he's done. That's disgusting. What was I talking about yesterday?
Phil's not even getting that much money. Look how little money he's getting.
Literally, when someone has a bad day, they have a good day. They make money off of talking about other people's misery.
Oh, here we go, Phil. I'm ready to fucking send that super chat to him.
Show that was supposed to be the #1 gaming and entertainment podcast on planet Earth, and you turned it into the Dark Side Phil shit show where you profit from my misery. You failed. You destroyed.
Hi, Gum Harazi.
Wow, amazing. Because right now, what you've got temporary popularity.
Okay. Yeah. And so,
congratulations.
Yeah.
Enjoy it.
It's fantastic.
A lot of money, that's for sure. Congratulations. Right? I certainly haven't seen any benefit like that from this, nor was that my intention. But it sure seems.
Yeah. Why not, Phil? Why haven't you? If you send a super chat, you're like 20% of his monthly revenue. $10 is 20% of his monthly revenue. Well, listen, I'm in a position. I have a house. It's fully paid off.
To level 2. You want to get me to level 2. You want me to be like.
It's fine. It's fine.
Stoop to your level. So you want me.
You're on level 1, dummy.
On show, interview them, and the next day do an entire show shitting on them for profit. That's what you want me to do. You want me to be like you. I will never be like you. That's not me.
Yeah,
I've never done that, and I never will. I don't make that shit. Right?
Yeah, you just beg 30 to 40-year-old autistic men for money.
Again, why was
that's embarrassing.
Pretty obvious, right? You wish you could be him. Why else do you think he's on the show? That guy is fucking reprehensible. Everyone knows it.
All right,
everyone knows the guy.
That's it. I'm sending the super chat.
Far more people that he's ever helped. And any moment.
I'm sending it. I'm doing it.
That he pretends like he's doing something to help someone.
I'm going to close this.
Helping Wings and Boogie by paying them money to beat each other up in a boxing match. That's insane. You're out of your mind, right? And you want to be like that. That's who you want to be. You're telling me that's how you need to be successful. That's how the internet works. No. That's how this low level of internet works. And the thing is, there's a monstrous amount of people who are successful doing really immoral, underhanded things on the internet. Okay? Tons. And what you essentially are telling me is that's what you think I should be, and that's what you sure as hell want to be. Well, go ahead, and you can be that. Leave me the fuck out of it. I want nothing to do with being that. I never do. I just want to play games, talk with my audience, have a good time, and have nice, chill, meaningful, good time. I said yesterday, meaningful content for my... what does that mean? Well, you know, when people tell me that when they came to my show, they actually felt relaxed, they had a good time that day, they had a bad time, they come watch my content, they had a conversation with me, and, you know, to them, that didn't even click, that I said that. Meaningful content. Yeah, meaningful. You know, like, I didn't shit on someone for 4 hours and make them look like a villain on the internet, and then I made a bunch of money doing it, because, you know, I don't care about hurting people, like apparently you did today.
I'm sending it. You can't stop me.
You know? What else can I say? It's a vile business being on YouTube. And what's hilarious is something that
there we go.
Adam kept saying yesterday, right? Something that Adam kept saying yesterday that was very, 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 very interesting. He kept saying, dude, it's the internet. It's not real. It's the internet. It's not real. It's the internet. No. For some people, the internet is their life. The internet is my life, dude. Like, this is my job. 6 days a week, full time, I'm in this office. This is it. This is, you know, how I make my living. You think it's all jokes because you don't make your living on the internet. I do. That's, you know, no, it should not be allowed. Maybe the internet is bad. Oh, that's just how the internet is. No, the internet shouldn't be like that. The internet shouldn't be people just shitting on each other for profit. How do you not understand that we can aspire to be better? That we can aspire for something good or something better than what we have, this shit show. We don't want an endless shit show on the internet, right? I went on your show and I decided I'm going to actually grow and reach out and do things. You decided to shit on me for a whole show afterward. Like, do you see the discrepancy there, the difference? I grew. You went the opposite direction for profits. But it's fine, because I can't make anyone be a better person. I can't make anyone, you know, have a moral compass. Sorry, I can't. All right? The whole funny part, and I'll end it like this, and then if you want, we'll do some reacting to actually the show here. Did anyone, literally, did anyone
he saw
on
my
that
super
show
chat
go into it with an actual thought in their mind that I was innocent? That's the question. Because if they did, I feel like it would have went a lot differently. I do. I feel like if you actually went into it saying, hey, Phil was innocent, or could be innocent, right? Then it would have been fine. That never happened. Never one. That wasn't the intention. You could tell that. You could tell that because I already had said I wasn't going to say much or anything new, right? At all. I wasn't. It was just going to be stuff that I've already talked about and reiterated because I don't have anything new to say because I'm innocent, but I can't expose myself. And then when I finally tell them, all right, I'll do it. I'm thinking of doing it. Oh, I don't want it anymore.
He absolutely saw my super chat.
Be honest, you didn't care to begin with, or else you would, you know. There was no integrity there.
Read your chat,
right?
Digging a hole.
There was no integrity there. Huskers fan, you're already banned from DSP Gaming, and now you're banned from here. Congratulations.
Here,
winner today.
This is my super chat.
All right. Anyway, so I think now.
Yeah, read it. Oh,
it's time. We'll do a little bit of reacting. I'm not going to do this all night.
Yeah, I'll read
skim
it
through because their show's long as shit.
I'll read it. It's ironic you criticize them and Keem for being exploitive because all you do is exploit your fan base of 30 to 40-year-olds with autism and Derek for money. At least Keem pays who he exploits. Show the WWE app.
I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of nonsense. I have a few tips to take a look at. They're probably all troll tips. Let's see. Yep, there's one. There we go. There's another. Yep. All right, this one might not be a troll tip.
It's going to be a troll tip.
So Alex tipped me $5. He says it took balls for you to go on that podcast and answer their questions, even stayed on when Keem came on. He says what Craig and everyone did today is scummy and underhanded. It shows they can't be trusted. I would recommend staying away from them, but it's your call. Thank you, Alex, for the tip. I appreciate that. There's a couple other tips that came in, but again, they might be trolls. Let me take a look quick. Yep, there you go.
Yeah, he's gonna.
And
he's gonna ban.
Just saying. All right. Just tipped me $1 and says, yeah, we were all saying yesterday it kind of felt like it was kind of a backstabbing or not fair. I don't think the interview was because they made it seem like it was neutral, but now we know it's not. I mean, it's proven. I mean, evidence. I just read it. That he's saying, no, I never believed you. Like, it literally says that in the interview. There's so much evidence. Well, you saw the
55
evidence.
rubles?
It's not. It's circumstantial evidence. It's not factual proof. It's circumstantial evidence. You saw the evidence before the interview, so you already were convinced. You didn't see evidence after the interview. You saw it before. So you've already been convinced, and you had no intention of actually believing me. It's scummy. Wow, that's a huge super chat from Seraph. Says, I'm actually a long-time detractor, but their treatment of you has let me sick to my stomach. They use your trust, backstab you, use you for profit, and they'll keep milking DSP drama for money now while pretending that they wanted to help. Yeah. You know, just like Keem. Keem just wants to help everyone. Yeah, he really wants to help everyone by basically embarrassing them and making them look the worst possible way.
Yeah, but then he gives them money.
Like, that's okay, right?
All right? He gives them money. They get paid.
Okay.
Boogie deserves to be exploited for money.
Anyway, I guess we'll do a little bit of reacting. Like I said, got about an hour here, and we'll do what we can. Here we go. So we're gonna skip.
Those are mad. You're more successful than them.
We're trying. I'll fast
I
forward.
don't
a
have to
couple
beg
minutes
for
on the
money.
intro here, right?
All right. I live.
Nothing. That's not good. Why do I not hear anything?
Oh. He's watching on his fucking TV. He's not watching on the computer. What?
I still hear nothing. You guys hear anything? Oh, there it is. It was muted for some reason. Okay, let's fast forward. Let's get everyone on the show. Blah 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 blah. Here we go. So they talk about the guests, and here we go.
Let me hang on. I have to pee. Sorry. That's what alcohol does to me. It makes me pee.
All right, so it doesn't do with anything.
All right. Hold on. I'll be quick. I'm just. I'm like 10 feet away.
Covering Adam's face, and there's nothing I can do about that.
Game boxes, side scrollers have open DMs with me and for any support. Well, I appreciate that, TJ, and I'm sure we'll be in touch very soon for sure. Jason came in as a member for 5 months. Says also, if you're on the Patreon, make sure to fill out the survey for the side scrollers feud.
All right, so let's skip ahead. Oh, let's see what this one says.
Thanks again for the interview yesterday. Definitely a new fan in me. Let's go.
Rise FM. Yeah, he's a troll. I recognize the name.
One day at a time, baby. One day at a time. And Joe came in. Says, props to you guys, Adam and Craig, for the interview yesterday. You guys were...
Toxic Crusaders game. All right, ignore that. Let's fast forward. Here's a giant one.
Evan, what's up, dog?
Says,
all right, no, this is legit. Okay, that's Invagelis. He's a normal fan. Let's actually, they're still not talking about me, so let's get to the actual part.
Side scrollers needs that.
Oh, there you go.
They really do.
Darkseid to Flow.
The electric bill, the internet bill. All true.
What makes me happy though? So what makes me happy is that even though Phil didn't read my super chat's still gonna be up there for like a few more minutes. It's been up there for a long time, so people can see my super chat. So it doesn't matter if he doesn't read it.
Eyebrow stuff. There we go.
Great job with the East Coast Italian style interview with the robust style questions and Keemstar style appearance.
Yeah, you know, shout out to Keem for jumping on, and honestly,
shout out to Keem for jumping on in an interview he had absolutely nothing to do with and derailing it completely because he added nothing to it. But then he promoted his product. Okay, why are they giving a shout out to Keemstar? Because Keemstar got them even more attention. When Keem showed up, all of a sudden more people jumped.
Yes, Phil. That's how it works.
Keemstar was on our show.
All right.
Keemstar was on the show because of me. Keemstar doesn't know
me.
Wasn't me on your show. Shout out to Keemstar. Okay.
Yes, Keemstar. Phil, this is how YouTube works.
When Craig was like, "Oh, we got a special guest. Is it okay?"
Can I move my
like,
camera down here?
Like, oh shit! Is it finally gonna go sour? Because I felt like the whole time, you know, it was tense. Like it was a tense interview. You know, I wasn't letting off the steam the whole time.
You want to know what the funny part is? It wasn't tense at all. Like for me, it was a normal day. Like seriously, didn't you hear at the end of the interview? I was like, let's keep going. I was like, let's just keep going.
Phil's so stupid. He doesn't realize when he's.
We didn't answer all the questions that you guys I know that people want answered. For me, it was fine. I mean, maybe for them it was tense, right?
It's just not who I am. But then Keem came on.
You told Keemstar you greatly respect. That's the thing. Like for how much of a scumbag Keemstar is, he made it. He made it doing what he wants.
Shout out to Keem for joining. I'll talk about it later.
For sure.
That was the most calm I've ever seen him.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. Justin Kim says habitual liars will often admit to part of their accusations,
just listen to this.
But not the whole thing. In order to appear honest, Phil was doing that all day.
Yes, because the accusations that get thrown at me by detractors are partially true, and then they take a part of that and turn it into something that's not. And that's how they claim oh, don't you see that the evidence is that this part was true? So the
evidence.
No, half of it was true, and then you made up the other half. But somehow now the whole statement's true. That's what they do. That's how the detractors have always made up shit about me. For example, and I know people say, well, this one's already been disproven, of course, but it's a great example. The escort story. Was it true that someone flew in to visit me? Yes. Was it true that we made brownies together? Yes. Was it true? This and that and all that. But then what you do is you take the things that are true and you turn it to the half that's not true. Oh, well, it was an escort that Phil paid to fly in, which never happened, you see? But that's, again, that gets thrown away. It only goes to the statements that can't be disproven or I can't disprove without exposing myself or my family to risk. And then, oh, well, those are the true ones then, see? Habitual Phil will admit to someone, not the other. No, I admit to what's actually true, and then I'm going to tell you what part isn't. But again, they went into the interview 100% believing that everything was true. So of course they're gonna think that I'm lying constantly, right?
Well, I think that's one of those things that we were talking about body language before the show.
Body language.
People's body language.
Didn't a detractor prove the escort wasn't true? A detractor, yes. Someone proved that the escort wasn't true, and the escort's not true. And it's dumb. It's so dumb. Anyways, he's gonna be here all day. I think I've said my piece on the Phil stuff. So thank you for watching. I appreciate everyone that came to this drunken stream. I know it's a little unorthodox, but I like to do these kind of streams sometimes. I'm always gonna be true to my roots, unfortunately, as a shit poster.
You said you looked visibly distressed. You were rocking a bit. I literally rock every single day on my stream because, as you know, I'm uncomfortable if I sit still because of my back injury. This is something. Watch every one of my.
Anyways, have a good night.